check, check. 1 2 3, check, 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 check. 1 2 3, check.
Make in Odisha Conclave 2025. I'd like to thank all the officials, dignitaries, participants and invitees for joining us for the day 2. What an experience it has been, and yesterday was absolutely filled with a lot of experience, learning, and the take-homes were very, very rich in experience. And with that, I'd like to welcome each one of you to the day 2, and we are beginning the plenary session right now. To begin the first session, I'd like to request Shri Sampath Chandraswamy, Honorable Minister of State, Skill Development and Technical Education and Industries, to kindly join us on the stage. Shri Atul Kumar Tiwari, IAS Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, to kindly join us on the stage. Requesting Shri Bhupender Singh Punia, IAS Commissioner cum Secretary, Skill Development and Technical Education Department, to please join us on the stage. Accompanying them are Shri Samarth Verma, IAS Director, Technical Education and Training, and Ms. Rashmita Panda, IAS Director, Skill Development cum Employment, Odisha. Requesting our dignitaries to kindly join us on the stage. And may I request our wonderful gathering today to please give them a huge, as we thank our dignitaries for gracing this second day of Utkarsh Odisha with so much grace. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, may I kindly request Shri Samarth Verma, IAS Director, Technical Education and Training, to kindly join us at the podium for the welcome address.
Honorable Minister, Secretary SD&T, Shri Bhupender Singh Punia sir, Director Skill Development and Employment, Ms. Rashmita Panda ma'am, esteemed panelists, industry leaders and my dear students. Namaskar and a very good morning to everyone. It is my immense privilege to extend a warm welcome to you all to the Skilled in Odisha Plenary Session, a pivotal part of the Utkarsh Odisha Make in Odisha Conclave 2025. Today, we gather here to deliberate on a transformative vision for skilling in Odisha and the nation at large, with a focus on creating pathways to a Viksit Odisha by 2036 and contributing to Viksit Bharat by 2047. The Skilled in Odisha initiative stands as a testament to Odisha's commitment to skilling excellence, enabling the youth of our state to embark on journeys of self-reliance and global competitiveness. Today's plenary session reflects our united endeavor to align Odisha's skilling ecosystem with global standards, innovative technologies and sustainable practices. The agenda before us underscores the importance of collaboration between government, industry, academia and international partners in shaping a future-ready workforce. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Minister for gracing this occasion and to the eminent panelists who will lead discussions on key themes, Skilling for Viksit Odisha 2036 and Viksit Bharat 2047, and Skilled in Odisha Local to Global. We are confident that the ideas and perspectives shared here today will pave the way for meaningful action and partnerships, driving Odisha towards becoming a skill hub of India. Once again, I welcome you all and look forward to an engaging, thought-provoking and fruitful session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for setting the tone of the day and the event absolutely right. The welcome address was so brief yet very vivid. Thank you so much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I kindly request all of you to please put your hands together and welcome Shri Bhupender Singh Punia, IAS Commissioner cum Secretary, Skill Development and Technical Education Department, to please present his presentation on Skilled in Odisha.
Namaskar, good morning, Honorable Minister, respected Secretary Sir, my colleagues on the dais, esteemed guests, delegates, and dear students. Very good morning. So as you are aware that in Utkarsh Odisha, Make in Odisha 2025, we are conducting parallel sessions in 5 halls. But this is the largest inaugural hall dedicated for the skill development. So this is the kind of importance being given by the government to the skill development. That's why I again welcome to all of you, and I am sharing small presentation regarding what Odisha is, what we offer, and what are our skilling ecosystem and institution partners, our engagement with the industry. I am very happy to know that many of our delegate speakers, they are not frequent visitor of Odisha. So for them also, it will be my duty to tell them about Odisha so we can further our partnerships. So without delay, so about Odisha, as you know, we are 8th largest state in the country, and we are 11th in population. Our GDP is around $110 billion. The biggest asset we have, which many states do not have, is the coastline of 480 kilometers, and we are very, very connected to the Asian region. So that's why we have been able to attract investment in diverse sectors near our ports. So we call it port-led development or port-led prosperity. So why Odisha? Why we call it land of opportunities? You can see that consistently we have been growing above the national average for last many years. So that growth is coming from industry. You can see 43% of our state product is from the industry. Agriculture 20% and services 36%. So we have a lot of opportunities in service sector also. And you might have heard few days back that we are first in the fiscal health index. So why I am putting this data here in the skill development session is that we have resources, we can partner, we can invest in skilling, not only in infrastructure. And why the second data, that is we are attracting higher investment. That's where the need for the skilled workforce is. That's why we are sharing this with you all. And also bank-assisted investment proposals. As I said that we are medium-sized state, but we are 3rd in the country. That's why a few figures regarding this investment. So now we will come to our main resource base. Although we are blessed by the nature, we have all mineral resources. Our economy is also dependent on heavily on the mineral resources. But at the same time, human resource is, most important resource for any country or the state, and where I am glad to say that we are a youthful state. We have around 34% of our population of 15 to 34 years age group. And in this, in formal education, nearly 8 lakh students are there. And in our vocational and technical education, we have around 3 lakh youth. So in total, I can say 10 to 11 lakh youths every year are ready to join the workforce, where that is our responsibility to skill them and provide them gainful employment. Next, our skilling ecosystem. So it's not only the skill development and technical education department is imparting skills, but our 18 departments are engaged, collaborating with different agencies to provide skills in different sectors and to different clientele. So that's how I can say the whole of government approach, the focus given by the government for the skill development. And I'm happy to say that 16% of national trade toppers are from Odisha IITs. It's a great thanks to our principals and our trainers and students for achieving this. And around 25% of ODI youth in World Skills Competition 2024. Again, thanks to teachers, trainers, students, parents, those who had faith that skill vocational training can be a good idea. So thank you for that. At the same time, around 10 national institutes we have, and mostly in Bhubaneswar, CTTC, CPAT, CDI, IHM. So the entire ecosystem, that's why Bhubaneswar, you can say, is kind of in Eastern India, capital of technical education. And again, I will share and happy to share with you is that 8 ITIs from Odisha are among top 100 ITIs in the country. You compare, we are only having 3% population and area of the country, but our share. And the most important, which we take pride, is that our enrollment of girl students in the ITIs, it was around 5 to 6%, but it's now 36% to be specific, more than 36%. So that's where gender inclusivity and parity. And we have World Skill Center. Many of you have already visited, and I invite all of you, please visit, guide us, motivate us. So why Odisha? That's I have already covered. I will not take much of time. We have robust infrastructure. We have financial power, so we can create infrastructure, we can upgrade infrastructure. We are already investing heavily in the infrastructure. Our policy framework, which we partner with the industry, academia, with the training skill providers, employers. So we have very flexible policy, and we are always open to new ideas. That's why today we are going to have 2 panel discussions, and we are hopeful that we will learn many new things, and we will upskill ourselves also. Employability is embedded in our skilling. So our RTD scheme, where if somebody is training, then we ensure that they place them also. Then inclusive skilling, Sudaksha, as I mentioned, the percentage of enrollment of girl students and PVTs is Divyangs. So we have dedicated ITI for the Divyangjans. So that's how all sections of the society, all kinds of, this is a holistic approach, and we are going ahead. So these are our priority sectors as per our industrial policy. So again, not limited to these sectors, but these are our priority sectors where we want our youth to be trained for Odisha, for country, and for global stage. So I am not going to read out, so you all know that what are the upcoming new age, new tech sectors. There we want our students to be, but at the same time, we are not leaving our tradition. So handicraft, handloom, everything is there. So again, I can say it's a very holistic approach. We are looking forward for the skilling. So just I mentioned Nuwa Odisha. It's a very flexible scheme. So any service provider, any skill provider or employer, they can apply. Cost norms are flexible. If the government find it desirable and suitable for us, we approve. And only few of the states where we keep these RFPs open. And the progress is, you can see that we have already partnership with the Tata Steel, Bird, GMR, Air India, Fab India, Coursera, SAP, Navis, and many more. And today also you will be witnessing many new partnerships. So we will be exchanging MOUs in the presence of Honorable Chief Minister, who will be gracing the occasion in the valedictory session. So these are placement-linked training programs, mostly apparel, healthcare, manufacturing, construction, logistics. We have around 75 training centers across Odisha. and the PPP based management of ITIs. We have been trying through different models. In few ITI industries are sponsoring the ITIs, they are adopting the ITIs, they are managing the ITIs, and in few government is paying, they are managing. So that's how we are flexible, how to upgrade our ITIs and other technical training institutes. So we are open to partner with the industry, with the service providers. Also, very good scheme government has introduced is Nano Unicorn. So it's not only about skilling and employment. We also want our youth to create employment. That's why this scheme is there. So we provide seed capital up to 1 lakh rupees, and we mentor our partners, mentor them. So curated entrepreneurship development program we are running, and we want to expand this specifically, that not only providing jobs but creating jobs is equally important. That's why this Nano Unicorn scheme is very good. And also now, because of change of the I will say future of job is changing, so we have to align ourselves, our institutions, our training programs, our modules. Everyone has to change as per the new requirement of the industry, as per the new emerging sectors. So semiconductor, ITIs for the future, we are expanding our World Skill Center, we will add more. You will be providing us the guidance, you will be employing. So we are heavily dependent on this, how to chalk out plan for the future, so that our skilling, our institution, they are aligned to you and future ready. So these are the way we interact or create partnership with the industry. We are okay if industry is imparting skills in their premises. We are okay if they are creating centers of excellence in our existing institutions. We are okay if somebody is interested in training of trainers. I think that is very, very important. If they are trained in the industry, then I think they will be able to impart better training to our students. We are okay with the agencies, those who can have kind of skill senses and can forecast the demand in different sectors. So that also is very, very important, because the industry alignment can happen only if we know the demand and the gap in the skilling ecosystem. Invest in the industry ready workforce. So also if they not only train but also recruit from our institutions. So these models are also available. So we are very much flexible and we are open to new ideas. We are looking forward today's panel discussions. We have big names in the different industries. They have vast experience. So at the same time, we will continue our dialogue. So we feel that together we can. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for reintroducing us to the Odisha that we all look forward to and we all are proud of. Having said that, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time that I invite Shri Atul Kumar Tiwari, IAS, Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Odisha, Government of India, to please join us at the podium and make his address for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
आदरणीय Sri Sampath Chandra Swain, Honorable Minister for State and Skill Development, Independent Charge, Government of Odisha, Sri Bhupender Singh Punia, Commissioner cum Secretary Skill Development, Sri Samarth Verma, Srimati Rashmita Panda जी, इस समारंभ में आए हुए सारे छात्रगण, delegates, industry leaders, business delegate leaders, and ladies and gentlemen. I feel really proud and privileged to be part of this conclave today. And the way Mr. Bhupender Singh has described the approach of Government Odisha, that is also very, very encouraging. Ever since the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship was constituted by Honorable Prime Minister around 10 years back, since then, and Odisha is an example where we very keen to take advantage of the importance that the government of Odisha places on the skill development, which is as important as getting investments by the different industrial houses into the state. The inauguration of the conclave of this magnitude by Honorable Prime Minister showcases the vision and belief in the state to drive economic growth of India, as the conclave is expected to attract investments worth over 5 lakh crore of rupees and create more than 3.5 lakh employment opportunities. As was explained by Mr. Bhupender Singh, the state government is poised to implement different ways and methods so that they can skill their youth in the state. Whether it is the ITIs, whether it's the emerging sectors, whether different levels of engagement with industries and the business houses, whether giving special importance to the disadvantaged sections, whether it is the entrepreneurship that they want to develop. The fact is that the real karma bhumi is the state governments, and when the state governments we find a whole of the government approach, then we can see the skill development happening very, very splendidly in the state. The state government of Odisha has already approved investments of around 32,000 crore in growth sectors such as chemicals, green energy, shipbuilding and repair, which will create so many jobs. Similarly, the state is also getting investments in chemicals as well as green energy generations. All of this cumulative demand will be creation of the jobs. It is for the jobs that the skilling is required. And for that, I'm very happy to endorse the state government's approach towards the skill development, as was evidenced during the presentation made by Mr. Bhupender Singh. The Government of India, in our Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, has been actively collaborating with the Odisha state government to implement skill development initiatives effectively. Under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, in Odisha, more than 6 lakh candidates have been trained, and more than 1 lakh people have also been placed. The PM Vishwakarma scheme has trained more than 50,000 Vishwakarmas, given them tools and also the credit and equipment so that they can further enhance their traditional skills. We had also instituted the District Skill Development Plan, District Skilling Committee, which also allows at the district level a picture to emerge on the emerging areas where the skilling is required and the sectors on which we can focus on. And I'm told that the state government Odisha has already made this state skill development plan, aggregating the different skill development plans, which is also a very, very welcome step. Other than that, in the Jan Shikshan Sansthan also, which is a grassroots movement, we have also trained almost 2.5 lakh of rural population, especially women, in the skilling part. This is one occasion where I can say that we can seek the industries houses to come forward and align with the state governments and the central government for the recently announced scheme of ITI regeneration. Just briefly, I would like to say that in the last budget, 60,000 crore has been indicated for this activity involving 1,000 ITIs in all over country, in which the central government, state government and industry would come together to reimagine the ITIs and make them as institutions of skills. And that is the one level which has never been tried before. Although the state government of Odisha has the World Skilling Center, STIs and many, many training centers, it is time for us to take a very coordinated and concerted action so that we can scale up this initiative so that we can train more and more of our youth in the new emerging skills as well. We are also very happy. It is an indication of the Odisha's attractiveness that the President of Singapore visited Odisha just a few days back, and the Odisha government with the ITS and the Technical Education and Department of Odisha, they are working again to develop the new skills, etc. This forward-looking approach, I would say, is very, very laudable, and it is something which the other state governments should also follow. The youth of the Odisha have made a name for themselves on the global stage. When we conducted the World Skill competition, we found that in the law in France also, the young men and women of Odisha, they made a name for themselves as well as for our country. There were 15 competitors as part of the 60-numbered Indian team from Odisha, and they competed in the skills like welding, water technology, mobile application development, and Amresh Kumar Sahu and Gadela Akhil. State envisions to be a developed state by 2036 under the able leadership of Chief Minister Adaniya Shri, under the able leadership of Chief Minister Adaniya Shri Mohan Charan Manjhi ji and the Honorable Minister Mr. Swain. I am sure that the Skilled in Odisha initiative will be a defining factor, and the fact that the state government is taking such a keen interest shows that we have all the indications of the skilling to become world-class and at scale in Odisha. I once again thank the Odisha government for inviting us and for sharing our thoughts on this. Thank you very much. Jai Jagannath.
Singh Punia, IAS Commissioner cum Secretary, Skill Development and Technical Education Department, to please extend a token of gratitude to Shri Atul Kumar Tiwari, IAS Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, requesting all of you to please put your hands together as we extend a small token of gratitude and appreciation. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time for the address by Shri Sampath Chandra Swai, Honorable Minister of State, Skill Development and Technical Education and Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please welcome Honorable Minister to the podium for his kind address.
Jai Jagannath. Good morning, everyone. Sri Atul Kumar Tiwari ji, Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entertainment, Odisha, Rasmita Pandaji, partners, colleges and my dear students. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all present here at Utkarsh Odisha, Make in Odisha Conclave 2025, a landmark event to showcase Odisha's readiness and commitment to driving industrial growth. This is a momentous occasion where leaders, stakeholders and visionaries from across sector have come together to deliberate on investment promotion and the pivotal role of skilling in economic transformation. Today we are joined by over 3,000 participation comprising industry partners, heads of educational institution, heads of technical institution, skilling partners and students. The central theme of our discussions revolves around skilling as a key enabler for unlocking Odisha's economic potential. Odisha has consistently demonstrated its capability to meet industry demands by fostering a robust ecosystem, is fully committed to translating today's discussion into actionable outcomes. Together, we will ensure that the deliberations from this conclave are implemented effectively to drive industrial growth and economic transformation. I look forward to engaging with all of you and witnessing the transformative ideas that emerge from this platform. ମୁଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦଉଛି ଆଜି এই ସ୍କିଲ୍ଡ ଇନ୍ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମରେ ଆପଣମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଅଛନ୍ତି। এই ଉତ୍କର୍ଷ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କନକ୍ଲେଭ 2025 ଏକ ଐତିହାସିକ ଏବଂ ଯୁଗାନ୍ତକାରୀ କନକ୍ଲେଭ ହେବ। ମାନ୍ୟବର ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ଗତକାଲି ଯେଉଁଭଳି ଭାବରେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାକୁ ବିକାଶର ଶିଖରରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଏ ଉତ୍କର୍ଷ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କନକ୍ଲେଭ ତାର ମାଧ୍ୟମ ହେବ ଏବଂ ସ୍କିଲ୍ଡ ଇନ୍ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମରେ ଏଠି ଯେଉଁ ଉପସ୍ଥିତ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୁବ ବନ୍ଧୁମାନେ, ଆମ ଭାରତ ଏବେ ଏକବିଂଶ ଶତାବ୍ଦୀର ଭାରତ, ଯୁବବର୍ଗର ଭାରତ ଏବଂ ଆମର ଆସେଟ୍ ହେଲେ ଏ ଯୁବକମାନେ। ଏ ଯୁବକମାନଙ୍କୁ କିଭଳି ଭାବରେ ଆମେ ଦକ୍ଷ କରିବା, ଏ ଯୁବକମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦକ୍ଷ କରି ସେ ଯେଉଁ ଯୁବ ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ଉତ୍କର୍ଷ ଓଡ଼ିଶା କନକ୍ଲେଭ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ସିଙ୍ଗାପୁର ପ୍ରେସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆସିବା ଏବଂ ସ୍କିଲ୍ଡ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାକୁ ଆହୁରି ବ୍ୟାପକ କରିବା ବା ବିଶ୍ୱସ୍ତରୀୟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସରକାର ଯେଉଁ ଆଶା ରଖିଛନ୍ତି, ଏ କନକ୍ଲେଭ ତାକୁ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବରେ ସହାୟକ ହେବ ଏବଂ ଆଜି ପ୍ୟାନେଲିଷ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କରିବେ ଏବଂ ଶେଷ
Dignitaries to kindly take their seats off stage. We shall now have a session changeover and will be shortly starting the first session for skilling for Viksit Bharat 2047 and Viksit Odisha 2036. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the first session, which is for skilling for Viksit Odisha 2036 and Viksit Bharat 2047. We already have our moderator for this session, Shri Bhupender Singh Punia, Commissioner cum Secretary, with us on the stage. And now we'd like to request and invite our panelists on the stage. We'd like to request Air Marshal, retired now, K. Anantaraman, PVSM and VSM, Head and Vice President, GMR Aero Academy. Thank you so much. Next, may I kindly request Shri Sandeep Dher, Chief Executive Officer, Tata Steel Technical Services, to please join us on the stage. Thank you, sir. Requesting our next panelist, Shri Manish Prasad, President and Managing Director, SAP India, to please join us on the stage now. Thank you so much, sir. May we kindly request Shri Narahari N, Chief Operating Officer, Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Limited, to please join us on the dais. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite our next and the last finalist, Shri Prashant Chaubey, President, Business Development, Avada Group. Can we please have our next panelist on the stage now? Ladies and gentlemen, requesting all of you to please welcome our moderator and panelist on the stage with a huge round of applause. Requesting Shri Punya to kindly take the session forward.
Hello, thank you. So again, I welcome all esteemed panelists, Sri Prashant Chaubey ji, Air Marshal retired Sri K. Anantharaman ji, Sri Sandeep Dher ji, Manish Prasad ji, and Sri Narahari N. So, dear friends, they are from different backgrounds and they are pioneers in their industry. Their voice matters in the different fields. So we will, without investing time in other formalities, we will start discussion with our esteemed panelists. Since I think I will start with Prashant ji. Prashant ji, we have been discussing about new age technology, how technology is changing the work force and the skill requirement. You have extensive experience in renewable energy green hydrogen. So these are upcoming sectors. How do you think that we should plan, focus on which skill sets, and how do you think that Odisha can take this forward in consultation and in partnership with the industry?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, and first of all, been a massive investment announcement, and from those investment flew the need for the requirement of industry or requirement of a sector. So if I look at the Odisha written behind me, I think O stands for the very loud opportunity, and that opportunity is something very important. Renewable energy, India is on a cusp of a major transformation which is happening, and under the Panchamrit which is given by our Honorable Prime Minister, this 500 gigawatt, which at one point of a time was like an impossible target, India is surging ahead to do that. Almost we are touching 90 plus gigawatt of a solar, 40 plus gigawatt of a wind in the country at this point of a time. So that was one important chapter which is fueling, and it's a necessity, not only because of a climate change, but for India, or what we call Viksit Bharat today. I think we are trying to solve a trilemma which is very important: energy accessibility, energy security, and energy affordability. So clean energy is a way forward. There are massive developments and transition which are happening, and these transition, as we heard Honorable Prime Minister speaking yesterday, Odisha being the growth engine as a Purvaday, will have a very, very large role. One of them, because there has been an enormous amount of renewable energy which is intermittent and coming into the grid. So now the next major phase is unfolding in terms of bringing large more storage capacity. And Odisha has a tremendous opportunity, both in terms of leading in battery storage and in pumped storage. And these two things will again be a very important dimension if Odisha is looking at building up the skill set for the future. Even in the renewable energy, if you see, the construct of the bid is changing now. There is no more vanilla solar and wind bid. They are basically FDRE now, firm and dispatchable bids which are coming. There are new trends which will have a lot more for a virtual PPAs. Industrial decarbonization will be a major theme for Odisha. I think Odisha already has about 12 gigawatt plus of a captive generation. And there are a lot more international changes which will affect, like CBAM regulation, which have already been implemented in Europe. So it will affect most of a steel and aluminum sector unless they prepare for taking the renewable energy or reducing their scope 1 and 2 and 3 emissions. So I think these are all setting an important context. Another major dimension would be AI. So AI and data center is something which is already affecting everyone's life. And that's where a phenomenal opportunity. And again, for AI, they are the energy guzzlers. So the better we prepare for energy ecosystem and infrastructure, that would be something which is a requirement for. So if you look at this entire dimension, that was the first dimension of a renewable energy transition. Now the second dimension is green hydrogen and green fuels. And I think Odisha has already taken a leader's spot in terms of attracting almost all major and interested players of green hydrogen and ammonia in Odisha. From Avada Group, we are developing 0.5 million tons per annum of green ammonia and hydrogen facility in Gopalpur. And these are something which are very emerging because again, the vision of our Prime Minister is that it should not happen that we should not only be a self-reliant, but in hydrogen and green hydrogen, we should be an exporting nation as well. And Odisha enjoys that advantage being right on the eastern coast. So if you look this entire paradigm of skilling requirement which is emerging, that's a fantastic opportunity before Odisha. It should not be only make in Odisha, but take in Odisha as well. You have right ecosystem in place. You have fantastic infrastructure which you have created for leading ITIs and all those things. The only thing would be that you need to align in terms of what the requirement is going to be for renewable energy. So for example, if you see in last 6 months, a lot more solar module manufacturing plants have been announced for Odisha. Now, 12 to 18 months when those plants come into operations, there'll be immense requirement of technicians, of fitters, of electricians, and of very skilled manpower which is required. In terms of skills also, operational skills, digital skills, strategic skills, everything is required. You already have a World Skills Center, so I think there'll be a need to align. First of all would be to give a larger awareness to your students that something which is coming is going to create a leap-bound new chapter in the energy transition in India. And I think that acceptability and mindset would be the first thing to do. Second important thing would be to tune and start reorienting your curriculums towards either green hydrogen and renewable energy. Odisha is going to be hub for it now. Once you have a green hydrogen and green ammonia hub here, renewable energy is going to follow. We ourselves are setting up over 2 gigawatt of renewable energy in Odisha itself. So I think these would be a very important facet that you have collaboration, and private-public partnership is another important dimension. For PPP, I say 3 I's, I. It brings investment, it brings innovation, and it leads to a tremendous infrastructure. So your PPP could be aligned with the 3 I, and that could be really important thing. I think your presentation says that you have really built a very smart ecosystem geared to meet the requirement of industry. But my only thing would be that since the massive investments are coming into a new and emerging technologies, one, in the context of reorienting of a curriculum, second, creating that mindset, third, giving a larger awareness to your student, and creating them in terms of a need of industry. You can go for a larger collaboration with the industries also. So for example, industries which are coming here, they could become the pioneer, a launch pad of giving a fantastic orientation. And I think one good thing is that a kind of a ITI, one of the best ITI like one you already have in top, these are all a very right kind of a thing in ecosystem which is available. So I think that should be a great spot for Odisha to go forward. And that's how the thing would be fantastic for Odisha from a skill perspective.
Thank you very much, Prashantji, to kind of untangle the buzzword green energy. So everybody is discussing about green energy. For few it's solar, for few it's wind, for few it's green hydrogen, for few it's green ammonia. But to my students and our teachers, so as Prashantji has mentioned, it's not limited to few sectors. It's a huge value chain and different components. It's the generation, it can be solar, it can be wind, it can be pumped storage, it can be some hybrid. Then we have to manage the storage systems, so we need technical people there. Then he was talking about the AI data center to provide green energy to these things. So dear students, this is the very exciting and new sector where we can and we should think of aligning and getting the required skills. So Prashantji, because you have to leave for another session, just last question. How industry can help us in designing, and we have a national framework for different job roles and all that. But I think many of the sectors you have mentioned, like yesterday there was a discussion on the storage, this much giga-hour or tera-hour. These things are very new to us and to our institutions. So how industry can help us to, to define the job roles, skill sets, so we can impart to our students?
I think that's only not a requirement of industry. I would say that's also a responsibility of industry, and that's why I said that it's not only a question of make in Odisha, it is also a question of a take in Odisha. And when so much of a international investment and global players are coming to invest in green energy in Odisha, Odisha has an opportunity not only to provide skilled workforce only in Odisha, but it should become a center for all over India as well. And that's an opportunity. We have recently done an MOU with the Green Skin Council Jobs, and this primary purpose of this MOU to search for those opportunities where we can create and help building that ecosystem in Odisha itself. So we'll be having a number of things. One will be a certain trades which will be helping them, job roles. But as an industry, so that is one important area. Second important area would be to focus more on the R&D. I think as a country, we never had this focus on R&D, and which is lagged behind. Now everybody is realizing why research and development is important. Even National Green Hydrogen Mission have an outlay of about 400 crores. There is a scheme of Center of Excellence which has come from the MNRE, and as an opportunity for Odisha for a lot of things to really propose to MNRE and set up. We are also discussing, and there is a plan along with Gridco and one of the IIT here, whether we can help in terms of developing those. So I think industry which has a large role to play in those sectors, ITI can collaborate with them. Government has, you have an ecosystem, you have policy support, you can give incentives, and I think industry can bring all those things, innovation, investment and infrastructure. And together I think it's a partnership. If industry has to work here for a long-term basis, 25 years, as Mr. Hemant Sharma was mentioning here, invest in future. And that's where this paradigm comes. So industry, academia and government, I think that is a very powerful triangle which can help solve this riddle. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prashantji, really clearly telling us the path ahead, how industry, and it's not only the kind of philanthropy, but the responsibility of the industry to create right skill sets among youth, so it can be win-win situation for both of you. Thank you, Prashantji. Yeah, thank you, Prashantji. So now we'll come to Air Marshal retired K. Anantharamanji. Sir, you have vast experience, both administrative and working in the defense and aerospace. Aerospace and defense is one of our priorities, thrust area in the state as per our industrial policy resolution. We provide highest level of incentive in this industry, rightly so, because we are producing the primary metals, steel, stainless steel, alloys, the aluminium, everything. So we have a right mix, and we aspire to be a manufacturing hub for the defense and aerospace. So I would request you that what are the kind of demand you anticipate in future in this sector, especially for the workforce, and then we will discuss how it can be achieved.
Thank you, Mr. Punya ji, and thank you for the State Government of Odisha for having me over for the panel discussion here. At the outset, I would like to state here, I came here 1 year back while signing the MOU with the State Government of Odisha for Skilled in Odisha for the aviation training, and we are now in the second batch of the students of Odisha. In fact, 2 days back I addressed them in Hyderabad, and they are being trained in airport operations. I am very proud and that we got an opportunity, and we will definitely have a hand-holding together for the future also. If you see at the outset, what I would like to say, the canvas and the ecosystem for the aviation and aerospace has leaps and bounds improved, and it has got a lot of demand. If you see the type of the CAGR, the compound annual growth rate of the aviation today, it is 15.41%. If you see the airports which are increasing in India, it was around 70. You have a Jagannath Puri International Airport coming up, and all other airports. We have a Birasal Aviation Center which is there. So if you see all these canvas and ecosystem, the opportunities for skilling, upskilling and reskilling of aviation aerospace is tremendous. There is a trajectory which is very limitless. We need to tap that. If you see the impetus of the central government, the 10 years back we had the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. In fact, that is the most important thing which has made a significant growth in Odisha and all the state governments. In fact, in Telangana, where I come from, where I am working, we have a Young India Skill University recently introduced. It is on the lines of what Odisha is. That is also we are collaborating for all the courses. If you see the type of impetus in the last budget, 24-25, it was 1.48 lakh crore for education and skilling. You see the internship program of the central government. You see the state government, as he rightly said, the 18th floor skill center which I visited last time, duly collaborated by Technical Institute of Singapore. It's one of the best in the world. And we are path breakers for skilling in India. And we should take forward this opportunity and this type of programs what we are organizing here, particularly for the students who are listening to me. Please take this opportunity, please leverage the potential. And I would like to state that in this Milli GMR Aero Academy, which was established in 2009, it is now almost 22 years. We are doing international accredited courses of International Civil Aviation Organization, International Air Transport Association, the Airport Council of India, Airport Council International. We have DGCA, we have BCS, we have airports and non-airports functioning. If you see the airport subsystem and the ecosystem, we have a lot of verticals in which the skilling can take place. Right from the airport operations, you take ground handling, you take the ticketing. You have a big opportunity in MRO, in technical skilling. We have a biggest MRO here in Hyderabad, GMR MRO. And along with that, we have a GMR Aviation School, which is a 147 school, which is accredited to DGCA and ESA of Europe. We are offering 4 years course, in which 2 years are theory and 2 years are practical in MRO of GMR. So these are the initiatives and things, and the opportunities are abundant. We need to tap it. And if you see the type of requirement of jobs, it is around 50,000 jobs per year, which is going to accrue for all of us. We need to work together, and as industry where I am representing, I was in the Air Force for 40 years. I retired as an Air Marshal in the Indian Air Force under Ministry of Defense. I had a lot of opportunity to serve there. Now I want to give it back to the society here, to the industry and to the state government of Odisha. And it's very, very heartening for me to collaborate and also make a path-breaking, skilling initiative along with the state government of Odisha. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think you have clearly mentioned, and I will again repeat to dear students, that there are huge opportunities in aviation and aerospace, and we will be partnering with the right kind of people, and will be facilitating that you can choose to be in aviation and aerospace. Thank you, sir. Now I will come to Manish ji. You are from technical background, SAP, President and Managing Director, SAP India. So we have a mix of, panel where people from different background, they tell about their sector. So initially, there are a lot of discussions that initially IT and ITES changed the jobs. But now even ITES is changing itself. So there are, because of AI and other technologies. So this landscape is also changing. So what will be your take on this? How students or institutions, they can prepare themselves to face these changes, or I will say disruptions? Manish ji.
Sure, thank you so much. First of all, a big thank you. Absolute privilege and honor to be here. Sincere gratitude to the government of Odisha, government of India for such great initiatives. For me, I'm coming back to India after a decade or so, and things are so promising, right? Let me start from there. Very interesting question, but before I go there, I just wanted to let everybody know that when we go and attend global forums, and it comes to technology, we always talk about India as the oldest civilization with youngest population. And I can tell you that any change in technology that is happening is good for us as a country. And the reason why I say this is because inherently technology comes to us as a part of our culture. And the amount of changes that we have seen in terms of technology impacting the careers and the lives of communities and human beings have been pretty significant as such, right? So I think that's the starting point. Coming back to technology, let's see the evolution of technology over the last 4 decades. The way we talk about Industry 4.0, in many ways we are in Technology 4.0, right? And if you ever think that the pace of change of technology is the fastest today, let me tell you that in future, this is the slowest that we have ever witnessed. So that's the precedence that we are talking about, right? Now coming back to your point about ITES, look, at the end of the day, IT started as an enabler to business. We would go and automate a process, we would go and automate across industries. We will probably go and look at a procurement process, we'll go and look at a sourcing process, we'll go and look at a recruitment process. Those processes were all automated by IT. Today we have got into a world where it is not only about automating a process, it is about accelerating the impact of that process to a business efficiency. And this is where the role of AI becomes extremely important. And I think as students, as communities, it is extremely important for us to realize that AI is here not to eliminate jobs, but it is here to supplement and create more efficiency. I was in a global forum about 3 weeks back, and somebody was telling me that if you look at 1940s, the roles that were available in 1940s, and the roles that are available today in any segment, about 75% of new roles have got created. So while the ITS DNA has changed, what it is bringing in is that please start using technology in the context of business outcome, in the context of society and the impact that it can have in society, it can have in terms of impact to communities. And there are two areas that we absolutely need to understand. One, there is no business today that can probably sustain without the impact of IT. And then the second piece is our obsession about planet, right? I think the way we have to manage this, the carbon footprint and reduce the carbon footprint across the planet. In both the scenarios, every industry has to embrace technology in a big way. And my request to every student and every teacher out there is that please impart technology in a way that is relevant in the context of any business problem that we are trying to solve. And more importantly, please also understand that from businesses standpoint, from community standpoint, from government standpoint, while there are a lot of initiatives that will come in terms of skill development, I think self-learning is also an extremely important element here. Because the pace with which the technology is changing and the relevance of the technology becomes equally important. I can tell you that in a company like SAP, which has about close to 16,000 people in the country, globally we are about close to 100,000 professionals. A lot of focus is given in self-learning, right? In terms of your soft skills, in terms of using technology in the context of business outcomes. And I think that's the journey that people have to take in, right? So AI is going to be there. India is going to be at the forefront of this change. When 16% of the global AI piece which is coming in is coming from technology talent in India, when 96% of businesses in India are using technology and AI in the impact of their business, I think this is our opportunity, not only in terms of the current what the country needs, but also taking it global. So that's the impact that we have.
Thank you, Manishji, very comforting. So a few things are very clear, that IT and AI is going to stay and improve our efficiency, and all businesses, and we have to train our students to solve the problems and in a way. And the most important message which goes out to students is that self-learning and keeping themselves updated is the only option, because at the pace where this technology is changing, there is no other option that you can go to the institute and upskill or reskill yourself. So and in that also, if I am right, then this IT and AI is helping, because so many courses are available online. They are relevant, and you can keep yourself relevant to the job market if you are doing that. Thank you, Manishji. So now, Mr. Sri Narhariji, Chief Operating Officer, Aditya Bidla Fashions and Retail Limited, from AI to fashion, retail and other sectors. Obviously, as IT has provided lot many job opportunities and many more opportunities to our youth, at different level, your sector is also providing lot many job opportunities. And so how do you think that your sector, the growth prospect of your sector in future in fashion, retail and apparel?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thanks for this opportunity. So I come from an industry which is very old, as old as agriculture. I'm sitting with people who are high technically, in the tech industry. However, both clothing and textile occupies a very important position today in our economy. We give employment to more than 40 to 50 million people even today. 2 to 3% of our India's GDP is coming from apparel and textile. And if you see the way India is growing, our consumption is going to be about $180 billion in the years to come. So as India is changing, as India is prospering, as we are becoming more urban, more women power, the children spending more, the middle class is burgeoning, there is a huge opportunity to invest and grow in this apparel sector. And if you look at globally, given the geopolitical issues, China +1 is giving us great opportunities. So apparel sector, even though it is a very old sector, there is technology which people are embracing, both in supply chain, in design creation. In fact, in our company, Aditya Birla, all our creation is through AI now. So industry should know how to convert these AI ideas into reality. How do you translate into making a cloth, making a garment? So AI is everywhere, technology is everywhere, and India is changing. So for the students and the youngsters who want to be here, we need to embrace digital technology, the way we need to be agile. So after COVID, our industry has been affected like any other industry. We do not know where fashion is going to end. You know, the way people dress, the way people view clothing has become very different. People now are more fitness conscious than they were before COVID. So how can India, how can Indian industry respond to this change? That is one thing. Now, as in Odisha, I have to just tell you, we invested in Odisha about 6 years back. We started our apparel manufacturing unit. Today, I'm proud to say we employ 2,500 women workers in this plant, and we could shift orders from Bangladesh to Odisha, given the efficiency that we have generated in Odisha. So there are a lot of success stories. The Indian market is changing. There are global opportunities, but India has to be very sharp in understanding the trends. So these are, and of course, as my co-panelists mentioned, the soft skill, the leadership skills, your networking skills, business acumen. So that is very, very important. And in apparel sector, we need to grow the middle management. The middle management skills are very, very important to dominate the world. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think you rightly mentioned that yours is one of the oldest industry, but with bright future. Thank you for assuring that. And also that deployment of AI technology in the very traditional old sector, it's something new, and our students and teachers must have taken note of it, that it's not only stitching, it's much more than that. It's AI, it's a fashion, it's changing, and it has, because of our own growing economy as well as global factors, there is, huge opportunities in this sector also. So now to Mr. Dheer, our bread and butter sector is steel and mines, and you represent Chief Executive Officer, Tata Steel Technical Services. So from that sector, as we know that earlier 1 million ton steel plant used to employ around 30,000 people, and now I think 5 million ton plant may be around 6 to 7,000. If I am correct, you can correct me if I am wrong. So, and our capacity as of now is around 30 million ton, especially in steel sector, and going to be 100 plus in next few years. So, what will be your take on that? How is there any big change in the technology, job roles in the steel making or processing or downstream or ancillary? How should we prepare, or our institutions should prepare for that change, if any? Over to you.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon, everybody. one of the oldest in terms of the sector. If you talk in terms of productivity, I think the benchmark would be close to about 1,500 employees per ton of crude steel made. So anywhere between 1,500 to 1,800 is where the world is, the best performers are kind of performing. And if I were to look at the advancement in terms of steel making, I think the buzzword is sustainability and green steel. There is nothing different. We already talk of green hydrogen a little while ago, but I think green steel manufacturing techniques, how to convert steel from, renewable use of renewable energy, not using the traditional coal-based stuff. These are the advancements that are there in the steel sector. And I think from advice to the institutes and the students, I think it is important for us to keep tracking the statutory and the regulatory norms that are coming. Because one is about sustainability. The other is the regulatory norms being so fast changing and our adoption of a lot of them through the global sector. And I think the way we track them, monitor them and be agile enough, to kind of invest in technology, invest in nurturing talent, invest in taking those steps which we align to the changing regulatory norms, I think is the key for steel sector going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think there is paucity of time, so I will not go one by one. So I will just request esteemed panelists final words of wisdom that how we can improve our skilling ecosystem. So we can start with,
Basically, if we want to collaborate, we need to improve, as all the panelists have told, on AI. AI is a very big thing, and if you see in aviation, it actually optimizes the flying routes, it optimizes the cost, it optimizes the fuel, it gets the carbon neutrality, which is a national aim, and also it teaches the skills to the students, and very important, and thereafter prepares them for a steady career in aviation and aerospace. If you see the youngsters who are coming to us, who are plane graduates, we teach them all the basic skills in airport operations, we teach them airport engineering, we teach them innovative skills, and also means of communication, how to communicate. It's very important for us. If you want to go big on the international stage, the youngsters need to communicate. They need to articulate what they know. The weak point is that today we need to improve that skill. So we are giving additional classes in the realm of the syllabus and curriculum to do the skilling in communication and also how to articulate. And then we need to ensure we need the simulators and other equipments which will save very, very important costs of actual operations. And it will also prepare the pilots, the aviators, the skilling personnel, the airport professionals and other people ready so that we don't spend much of time in actual training. In Air Force also, we lay a lot of emphasis on simulator training and also on AI models. So we need to stress on this in the future if we want to go really global. And I'm sure we are in the right frame, and the youth of Odisha should ensure all the opportunities are leveraged, what we all offer. And we are all set for you and all ready for you to take you to a different level. Thank you.
Sure. Look, I'll probably speak from in the context of technology. So 3 things that come into my mind. One, keep on trying new things, right? I think technology has a lot of power. If you look at the business models of Ola, Uber, Oyo, Make My Trip, I mean, pick up any of these business models. They are all asset light, but they all come through an idea, right? And it's always okay that in the digital world, as you're going in, every idea may not be successful, but keep trying, right? Failure is an option, right? Failure is an option in terms of trying new ideas, be entrepreneur, but make sure that whatever you do, you give your best there. And I can tell you there are so many ideas that are coming in, and the way the technology can be perceived and used will only require and give you the required benefits and dividends. So I think as long as you're taking technology as a learning curve and trying new things and not afraid to fail a few times till such time you succeed, I think that's the mantra of a new digital world that we are seeing within ourselves.
So, as I mentioned, technology is playing a very important role even in an apparel sector. So, AI for creation, digital tools for creating an agile supply chain, understanding customers, so the data analytics, consumer behavior, their buying pattern, their spending pattern. So you need to have a lot of data analytics skills to be successful in the retail market. Finally, how to be sustainable. How do you create sustainable products? Because world is becoming more and more responsible. Consumers are demanding brands to be responsible. There will be legislations which will force us to be responsible. So there is technology. How do you create materials without much of waste? How do you recycle? How do you upcycle? These are all the technologies which apparel industry definitely needs to capitalize on the opportunities that is available in front of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'd like to keep it a little more generic, and I think so much that is coming in. And on the stage, we represent different sectors, and we've given a different prescription to the state and what to do. But I think the one thing that I would recommend is remove the fear of the changing technology at the beginning. Because I think when I learned driving from a driving training school, my instructor told me the one thing that you should be careful of: don't drive when you are afraid. Out of fear, don't drive. So I think that is one thing I'd like to recommend. Please remove the fear of the change that technology is bringing in. It has pluses and minuses. There's immense to learn. But I think the first is to remove the fear. The second advice to everybody is to be relevant. I learnt PLC or programmer logic in college without a PLC. I did my internship on a PLC that was obsolete. And when I joined industry, I had a different technology to work with. So there is what I learned in college was not applicable when I joined the job. Because technology is changing so fast. Now it is even worse. In our days, it was still, I think, probably a decade or so, but now it is even faster. So the second thing I would like to advise is to remain relevant in whatever technology change is happening, whether it is in the area of sustainability, AI, robotics, smart technology, you name it and it is there, but be relevant. That is the second prescription that I want. Third advice to everybody is gone are the days of specialization. I think today you need areas where everything collaborates and you become that one whole. You need knowledge on environmental norms. You need knowledge on production or the technology that you're working on, maybe apparel, maybe aviation, maybe steel, maybe IT. You need communication. You need knowledge on teamwork. You need knowledge on working in teams and being agile, working in cross-functional teams. So I think that is the third thing I will prescribe is the days of specialization are far gone. I think you need to be a whole when you talk of personality development as an individual to be able to cater to whatever life has to offer to you going forward. I think I'll keep it at that and wish everybody all the very best.
So thank you all. I think it was pleasure to talk to you, and I think audience must have enjoyed and something they must have learned from you. We will keep engaging with all of you. Now I request Honorable Minister to felicitate our panelists. Kindly, sir.
And an absolutely fantastic session comes to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Minister of State, Skill Development and Technical Education and Industries, Shri Sampath Chandraswamy on the stage, requesting Sir to kindly felicitate all our panelists on the stage now. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear partners, participants and invitees, requesting all of you to please be with us. We just have a very small session followed by this, and then we shall be welcoming the Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, requesting all of you to kindly be patient. Thank you. Requesting all our panelists to kindly join in for a group photograph. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank our moderator and our panelists for coming together for such a brilliant session, and thanking Honorable Minister for doing the honors of felicitating our panelists. Thank you so much. Requesting all of you to kindly take your seats off stage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we shall take a minute for a quick session changeover. The next session will be Skilled in Odisha, Local to Global.